Good evening. This is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro, and it's time to predict the Critics' Choice Award nominations. You know, most years, Critics' Choice, I feel like they're kind of predictable. You go down the line, you just go like, here's the 10 everyone thinks is getting nominated, blah, blah, blah.
Doesn't always mean they do the 10 you think is getting nominated.
Oh, but usually I get 9 out of 10 on them. This year, I'm afraid I won't. I think the stakes are high for a lot of movies, especially in picture. And part of the reason is because they are coming really early. The only critics groups we're going to have before them are like I don't know who votes on NBR, but NBR, which I don't take that much stock in, Atlanta Film Critics, the Astras, which already happened, and they are probably the best indicator. They have the largest
you
sample.
had the Astras before them.
And you have the New York Film Critics, who I also don't think correlate very much with their taste to the broader Critics' Choice. So we are going in, like, we don't have DC critics, like, we are blind.
They usually do what people are thinking is going to happen at this point in the year. They do what is getting campaigned and what is heavily pushed. They sometimes don't do the international film that gets into the Oscars. So that's a pattern. They're different than other critics groups in that they're not that artsy. Usually they kind of play it safe.
Well, they will go for like an Uncut Gems or a Florida Project, like Sing Sing did really well here, didn't do well at the Oscars.
Again, people thought Sing Sing was happening.
Some of the American indie critic darlings do well here.
I mean, Nickel Boys got nominated, so that was cool.
Cough Cough Train Dreams.
So usually they go 8 out of 10 last year, right?
I think that we're not getting.
I might be comfortable with going 9 out of 10 this year for my predictions.
Nope. What? This year we're not getting Synergy. We're not getting 9 out of 10 this year. I'm telling you that.
Really?
Right now. Absolutely not. Not
well,
this year.
Let's hash it out.
That's why we're going to hash it out.
Oh, let's do it.
So let's go through. All right. The movies everyone agrees on, and you're silly if you don't think these are getting in. One Battle's winning. Hamnet. Sinners. Marty Supreme. Sentimental Value. Frankenstein. Thank you very much. Those are obviously getting in. They're all locks.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm absolutely scrambling over everything else.
Absolutely scrambling.
Oh.
No,
so Wicked for Good.
Scrambling.
Wicked for Good. Probably gets in.
Really?
Did really well at the Astros. I mean, look, it didn't do as well as the first
Whoa. It did really well at the Astros?
It got, like, fucking tech nominations out the wazoo. It got, 3 actors. I know they nominated everybody, but
I mean,
it did well.
It didn't get, like, an editing nomination at the
Okay,
Astros.
it did well.
It did less good than the first. And the first won every freaking award it was nominated for, essentially.
It still did well. It still did really well. My thing is this. Even the Astros were closer to the release of Wicked than right now. And here's my hypothesis. You've been allowed to submit your ballot for a few days now, but I'm guessing that people waited until today to do it, or maybe tomorrow, because they get to see Avatar before they submit their ballots. So if everyone's voting on December 1st, I think a movie like Wicked, you have to consider that there's a wave of passion, there's a wave of excitement, and I think every day that goes by, people are less excited about Wicked for Good. And they're kind of like, yeah, maybe that didn't really quite live up to the first, right? And so on December 1st, how are they feeling about Wicked? And this is where I actually could change my prediction based on NBR. Now, I don't take NBR seriously for jack shit. But when we're scrambling for crumbs and we have a group that did, in fact, give Wicked Best Picture, if they don't nominate Wicked for Good, I'm removing it from Critics' Choice Best Picture. But I think that they will probably nominate it. And we'll probably see it here. Like, the Critics' Choice are going to nominate Ariana Grande. The Critics' Choice are going to nominate costumes and production design. There's not that many options in casting. They'll probably nominate makeup, visual effects, sound, song, actress. Like, there's just so many prospects. I don't think you can get, like, 7 Critics' Choice nominations and not get Best Picture, right?
Yeah. If Wicked missed actress and picture here, I do think there is that scenario is possible. And if it did happen, it would be completely dead and gone. If you can't get Erivo in, you can't get Wicked in. I don't know about Wicked because I agree with you. Like, there's not as much passion for it as the first film. There's just not. I can see how Wicked easily got into groups like Critics' Choice last year because people felt very passionately about it. They loved it. It was like their favorite modern musical. And people are not saying that about this one. It's not their favorite modern musical. It's
the consensus is that it did not.
So maybe they won't put it in their ballots. Maybe they won't.
I feel like there's too many other nominations that it's getting.
But what if it doesn't get, actress, for example?
Then there's still a lot of other nominations.
Yeah, but they're craft nominations.
No, they're not. One of them is supporting actress.
Okay, supporting actress will happen, and that will be fine.
Casting ensemble and the Critics' Choice, like they're probably more likely than the Oscars to nominate a movie that is not that critically acclaimed, ironic as it is. Let's talk about the other sequel that also just premiered. Now, we're going to be filming this video late enough that the rest of the reactions will drop. So we can actually go make a statement about how the social reactions are looking in an hour and come back from the future in this video. We're talking about Avatar. We just saw the movie. We just saw it. I think it's very mid. I was wondering if the issue of having to write it in combined with the fact that ballots have been open to submit since before this date could hurt it. But I do feel like the Critics' Choice like Avatar so much that they probably wait for their screening to submit the ballots. But like Critics' Choice, like I feel like they operate off of current hype.
Yeah, I can see them coming out of Avatar being like, hey, I love Avatar. I like that movie. It was as good as the last one. And then I could see there being votes for this one just based on that fact alone. They got treated to an Avatar screening. And
if you love Avatar,
the last film they saw.
If you love Avatar, you'll like this. I think that generally people are going to like it less than the other two.
Yeah.
And again, that's a dangerous thing, in my opinion, for a sequel. And this happened to Gladiator 2, Furiosa. Like, they're, you know, usually the movies that do succeed and get into Best Picture are talked about as being on par, if not better, than the other film. And I think this will hurt it eventually. I'm just trying to figure out if this will hurt it very immediately, before the critic reviews have even dropped. Like, I could just see them nominating Avatar because they're excited. They saw the new movie and in a little IMAX screening, and they didn't hear what other people thought, and they were just excited. Like, I don't know.
For the record, I thought Avatar was solid, but it didn't blow me away. And it didn't impress me in certain areas that I wanted to be impressed in, like just having a memorable story.
This is
like,
where I'm like,
I was like
that's
entertained. Yeah, and then I was like thinking about it, and I was like, that's a big fucking problem. They didn't even think about whether Avatar has a good story or not. They were just like, yay! And maybe we have to treat the Critics' Choice like their little clap babies.
Right. That's why I'm saying if they nominate both sequels, they're kind of irrelevant for the Oscars. Because these sequels, in my opinion, if they do get in, they are riding off of like kind of a recency thing that won't be true in January when they're actually submitting their ballots. These movies, I think
these are the kind of films that don't hold passion all the way to voting.
Avatar also has very few other nominations it's going for.
Yeah.
And my feeling is this.
It's easier to take out Avatar than Wicked, honestly.
Yes, they nominated the last movie for like cinematography and stuff.
Yeah, they nominated for cinematography and editing. So the Critics' Choice
and director.
They love Avatar.
Listen.
They love it.
So I think that they will nominate things based on what they think the Oscars will do. And they essentially nominated that film for the previous Avatar's nominations. And they will do the same for this, where they'll say, well, cinematography wasn't nominated for the last one, so we'll just do this new one in like production design, sound, visual effects. That's what I think.
Wait, so you're not going to, you don't think
I
it's
think it's going to get the
Picture?
previous film's nominations.
If this didn't get Best Picture or Best Film, that's devastating.
Again, NBR will also factor in. If NBR snubs this, I'm going to be very nervous. Because they also nominated Weight of Water.
Yeah.
So update from an hour into the future. I gotta say, there are less negative reactions than I thought, but I still think the reviews are going to be what I expect. People got excited by it. They were excited at the screening. And I think that's enough for you to vote for it on Critics' Choice like the next day.
Even if you think it's a 7 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10?
They don't think that.
See, I think they do think that.
I think that
they're just not going to say it in their reaction, their social media reaction.
Whoever gave John Chu Best Director last year will probably get the Avatar movie nominated for Best Picture.
Wicked was like, they made people shake and like wet their pants.
Avatar? You think Avatar is going to miss Critics' Choice? You really think that? But let's go through the other movies that we want to have in here.
Yeah, keep going.
I actually think that this is the body to nominate Train Dreams. And I'm really coming around to it. So listen, the movie has an 88 on Metacritic, and it has like a 90, over a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 4.1 on Letterboxd. IMDb is not too bad either. And, you know, it wasn't completely invisible on Netflix. And these people nominated Sing Sing. And these are the same filmmakers who did
but do people think this is getting Best Picture at the Oscars? Not really.
People are starting to warm up to that. And
I think they're starting to see it as an awards film.
I think that it's the kind of thing
moment
where the Critics' Choice will think this is where they can hop in and sort of help a movie. And this is a film that is instilling passion in people. The people who like it really love it and would like try to push it.
I mean, my hunch is that it's not the end of the road for Train Dreams. And if Train Dreams missed here, it would be the end of the road.
Yeah,
like
I
that you
agree.
could not turn around the Best Picture campaign if it underperformed, if it got 1 or 2 nominations
Wouldn't be
here and
likely.
it didn't get Best Film. It would be pretty bad. So my hunch is that it has enough passion to make people think, you know, that hey, I like this as an awards film. I want to see this in Best Picture at
Also,
the Oscars.
think about it this way. If there's one film that is surging during voting, it's Train Dreams.
You think
Is
so?
it? Is it not? Oh yeah, people are talking. I mean, look, it has some negative buzz too, but so does literally everything online these days because the algorithm pushes rage bait. But it's getting a lot of positive buzz online. Like it caused discourse. Like people are talking about it.
The fact that Netflix has sustained this buzz and then kind of peaked the conversation around this time for it, they're treating it very nicely. They're doing a great job with it.
Like I would say that it's pretty likely to get cinematography and adapted screenplay at the least.
Yeah.
And
And
maybe
I
Edgerton
could
will
see Edgerton squeezing in there.
And song, they've been pushing that too.
Yeah.
I think that is likely. So it didn't make. The
it would
score
be a
long
low
list.
haul though. If it even if it got
Right.
all the nominations it wanted, if it had Christmas Morning, the haul for Train Dreams is low enough that I think it's maybe women talking at the Oscars on its best day, or like a Nickel Boys, right? Maybe
I agree.
Maybe picture and screenplay, and that's it.
Maybe
And that might be
cinematography.
the best day it has.
Probably cinematography is getting.
Maybe cinematography, because Nickel Boys didn't even get
Yeah,
cinematography.
it's a little different. I think Train Dreams is a little bit more of a crowd pleaser, though. It's more of
It's
a
a
crowd pleaser
likable
than I
film.
thought it would be when I saw it at Sundance. I'll put it that
I think
way.
it's a film people connect deeply with. I don't think it's a crowd pleaser.
So, all
I
right.
don't really think it's a crowd pleaser. That's a weird word.
Mystery number 4, Jay Kelly. What the fuck is happening with Jay Kelly? Most experts on Gold Derby don't even think it's getting Critics' Choice. I feel like it would get Critics' Choice just because it is a heavily push, like very much like a big award season movie, right? Sandler will probably get nominated. It'll probably get casting given the field.
Yep.
It might.
Original screenplay is actually easy for it as
It
well.
can't get score because it was snubbed from the long list.
Oh. See, but are you concerned about that?
I don't know how many people voted on that.
Yeah.
But I feel like it might have gotten score if that didn't happen.
It did well at the Astra.
It
Everything
did very well at Astro.
There were, 12 slots for every acting category. Like, did
But I think it probably
we
would've
see
gotten
it show up
nominated.
anywhere unexpected?
I
Not
think if
really.
they had 10, it would have been in there.
I think Jay Kelly is extremely awards baity, and it is an exciting film to like watch at home, with George Clooney and Adam Sandler. It's a film people want to check out. It's on their radar. Some people connect very deeply with this film.
Even on Rotten Tomatoes, when I go through, I'm like, oh, there's some people who are giving it like 5 out of 5 and
Yeah.
9 out of 10. Like,
The general response to this film has been tainted since Venice, but it has gotten significantly better. I think it has turned around significantly. I think there's passion for the film where enough people are giving it like 4.5 out of 5 that I see running in my circles that I know wouldn't just flippantly give that. If people in general don't believe it's getting Best Picture, does Critics' Choice believe it's getting Best
I
Picture?
don't know if people believe that. I'm actually surprised that a lot of like the legacy Gold Derby pundits don't believe more in Jay Kelly because I feel like they would think that it's getting nominated and it's weird that they don't. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're hearing from like people that they're just lukewarm on Jay Kelly. I mean, hasn't that kind of been the reaction the entire time? I mean, look, I told you a month ago, I was like, there's a world where Jay Kelly gets like ensemble, screenplay, and supporting actor at Critics' Choice, and that's it. And then it just misses actor and picture. I mean,
'Cause
look, George Clooney is also on the cusp.
There's another one where it would be hard for Jay Kelly to recover if it didn't get
Oh,
Best
yeah.
Film here. I am biased. I'm officially biased in favor of Jay Kelly. The first watch, I think I gave it like a 6 or a 7. Last time I watched it this weekend with my family, and I loved it. Like, I actually love this movie. It's like a top 5 of the year. I gave it like a 5 stars on Letterboxd. I'm not fucking around. I was deeply moved by Jay Kelly, and I was someone who didn't even love it on the first viewing. I was mixed on it. So I get how you could love it. It's a very impactful film, and it's very existential, and it really digs deep into your soul if you let it, if you're on its wavelength.
Also, if you want to play the studio game, it's not uncommon for Netflix to have 3 movies in for Critics' Choice.
Well, they have high-profile films.
But the problem with Jay Kelly in general is that it doesn't have a lot of locks to its name. But if it was like Maestro, where you're like, okay, you got to nominate the 2 actors in cinematography, like, then I would understand. But it's not like that.
Well, it is kind of like that.
You're predicting Jay
two
Kelly will
actors.
get, I guess, casting, supporting actor, and
Actor,
screenplay
and Best Actor.
at the Oscars. You're not predicting George Clooney.
Oh, I am now. Yeah.
Well, I don't know over who.
over Michael B. Jordan. Because I feel like if Jay Kelly is solidly in there, if it does really well at SAG and everything, I think, I don't know how you nominated it without George Clooney, but then I remembered that De Niro was snubbed for The Irishman, and it didn't make a lot of sense, except if you think, oh, well, Robert De Niro kind of plays himself in that
like
movie.
DiCaprio for Flower
He's kind of
Moon.
on, yeah, or like DiCaprio for Flower Moon. Maybe there's just too much autopilot going on. Tom Hanks for Kevin Phillips, I guess. Disagree, personally, but that kind of stuff does happen, so I think he's not a lock.
I feel like they'd fucking nominate Bugonia, and I was saying it
Yeah.
the whole time. And,
Right.
and like, do I not have Bugonia in? Because I'll say this, Bugonia did okay at the Astros, and I feel like the Astros would like Bugonia too. And they did not nominate it in score, which I feel would be a category that it can get, and it might be a category it gets here. A lot of people don't think Jesse Plemons is getting in, but I really feel like critics will support him. So I think Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone and the screenplay and
Yes.
possibly score can all get in
Yes.
here.
I
But
mean,
it could have a challengers type of day where it does well in some of these categories but misses Best Picture.
it's the new Yorgos Lanthimos film. It is a 4.0 on Letterboxd, and it hasn't really budged. It has 2 huge actors in it that everyone loves. High profile, very good movie, very well loved. Like you said, IMDb, it has a good score. It did well at the box office. What's going against it? The thing that's going against it is that some people think it's a little too out there, a little too weird.
Oh, stop. You got to stop that after Poor Things. And
Well, tell me what's going against it.
it's a very, very cynical and dark movie. I would say maybe it has a problem getting on top 5s.
Maybe.
And that's the Critics' Choice ballot.
That problem of like, oh, it's not a top 5 movie.
Doesn't feel like it plays out, though.
Seems to not play out at Critics'
seems to
Choice.
not play out at Critics' Choice. I agree. I mean, all I'm going to say is that I feel like when I'm looking at like what people are talking about right now,
Yeah.
it's just something like Train Dreams just standing out more than Bugonia. But I don't really have a good case against it. Like, again, I feel like they would nominate Bugonia. No Other Choice is next in line.
No other choice.
No Other Choice did really well at the Astros. Okay, It got editing and screenplay. And
Huge.
It got actor and picture.
Yep.
Now,
Editing
actor
is
and
actually
picture-
the biggest indication that it may do very well with precursors, because at Astra there were 12 slots for everything else. Like 12 movies get nominated for Best Picture, 12 movies get nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Like editing had 6 slots and they nominated it.
But they also didn't have to do Lee Byung-hun and the movie
didn't
in
have to.
comedy. Like, I can think of a couple replacements. They could have done Wake Up Dead Man. They didn't have to do that.
Oh,
but they
Ethan
liked
Hawke.
the fucking movie. They could have done Ethan Hawke and Blue
Yeah.
Moon. And I do think the Critics' Choice are going to do this movie in international, adapted screenplay, and editing.
Yep.
Now, if they want to go nuts, they can put it into comedy. I don't know how that category works generally. Best actor, long shot. Maybe best director, long shot. Like, is this
Yeah.
their, like, the substance moment where they actually really love the movie and they think that, oh, I need to push this? Kind of like how I was saying with Train Dreams.
Yes.
Because No Other Choice, despite that it is coming out in December, seems that it is surging online. Maybe because people who are watching the screeners are really into it. It also leaked, which is unfortunate, and I don't want anybody to watch it online. And if you have watched it online, you should fucking go buy a ticket for that in the theater when it comes out. But I've seen a lot of positive buzz, and the Letterboxd has remained really strong, and it kind of has this intersection of being an audience hit and being a critical hit, which is what you would need to get Critics' Choice, because Critics' Choice is not that friendly with international movies, but I think there's a certain kind that they might go for. They did go really hard for RRR, even though that didn't get into the Oscars. That was an interesting case.
Yeah. And if you think about what kind of international film is this, like we haven't even discussed, it was just an accident, but that is the kind of film that does not do well at Critics' Choice. If it gets original screenplay, that's actually a very good turnout for that film. That's like its best day. But I'm not even considering it in the best film 10. It's not even in my top 12. But No Other Choice won the People's Choice International Prize at TIFF this year. TIFF, a audience-dominated festival, an award that the audience votes for. It beat Sentimental Value.
That was huge.
So I think it's kind of huge. No Other Choice is a fun movie. It's impactful. It's memorable. It's very fast-paced. It's witty. We're not talking about a slow burn. It's one of the fastest-paced films you'll see all year. And we think it's getting an editing nomination and a screenplay nomination. So this has a very good case for Critics' Choice. And also, it's a film that people feel very passionately about. You would include yourself in that camp. You are going to
I'm
you're
going to
gonna
go
vote for
really
it.
hard for this for Critics'
And
Choice.
At TIFF, there was really good buzz from press.
I just think it takes a lot for critics to go out for an international movie. And RRR, I believe the New York Film Critics had crowned like a Best Director prize for that movie, probably like during voting, or This time we're not even getting
That was also on
precursors.
Netflix streaming.
If they did editing and adapted screenplay, I would still be like, guys, like when an international movie gets those kind of nominations at Critics' Choice, like that's still huge.
Still huge,
I would
yeah.
still argue for Best Picture, and I have it in for the Oscar for Best Picture. But I don't know, like, does it do this well this early? Like, does it? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think they could try to do something like Uncut Gems for it. I was really thinking, especially after the Astras and the Critics' Choice shortlist, that, hey,
We didn't even mention that. It did fucking well on the Critics' Choice long list.
Yeah.
It got editing, it got cinematography,
production design, I
it
think?
got production design too.
That's insane.
So, okay, look, if that sample size is representative of the larger Critics' Choice, of the people who voted on that shortlist, then it is getting nominated. But
I think
don't
it's
know
a
if it
film
is.
with a lot of passion, too. And people are catching on right now to the fact that No Other Choice is an awards contender. Like, for people who are doubting it, they are now, it is forced into the conversation just because of the little things that have happened so far. And I think we're gonna have the ball rolling.
I just can't tell how hard we're going on No Other Choice. Those are the top 12 that I'm considering.
Yeah.
It was just an accident. Maybe it just slides right in there on the skin of its teeth.
That would show that the times are changing a little bit for Critics' Choice. For them to embrace that as in their nominations. I think if they nominated 2 international films, that would be a big change of the times. As the Academy shows that they can recognize multiple international films, maybe the Critics' Choice are like, well, we can actually do that too. We care about international films too. Eventually, maybe they will catch on. But I'm not sure it happens this year. You know, maybe they stay in their little bubble of like, I like Yorgos Lanthimos and I love James Cameron and I like Wicked Part 1, so Wicked Part 2 I'm voting for. Like, my most cynical interpretation of them is they nominate Wicked and Avatar. But usually I like the Critics' Choice nominations, except for like usually one absent film. I want to say No Other Choice surprises us and we're all like, yes, they did it.
I
And
know.
and now
I
it's
know.
happening at the Oscars.
I don't think Wake Up Dead Man's happening. I mean, the Astros didn't even do that. And they nominated 2 supporting actors. They didn't have that in their Best Film 6. Testament of Van Lee really did not catch on the short list or the Astros. Like, that movie, if it's going to have to get in, is going to be a late riser. F1, Weapons, like, I'd just be shocked at this point. Best Director. This is kind of easy for me. One Battle After Another, Sinners, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Frankenstein, Sentimental Value.
And you took out Wicked for good since we last
yeah.
discussed this.
Well, again, the Astros gave that the win as well, and it didn't get nominated at the Astros.
Yep.
So that says to me that despite the fact they gave the first one Best Director, the passion is just much less strong.
Now, if they expand this lineup, which they've done many times to include more
7 people,
they could do Park Chan-wook.
they fucking could.
That would be a nice number 7, and I have him at number 7.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
true.
James Cameron's getting in for doing the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think so.
think John M. Chu is going to get in. I think that Wicked is not going to do quite as well as its predecessor. Yorgos Lanthimos might get in for Bugonia, though.
No, I don't think so.
You know, Baumbach, I think that's kind of a long shot.
Maybe Clint Bentley.
That would be really surprising. That'd
be really
I don't think there's not a lot of buzz around Clint
Yeah.
Bentley as a.
I mean, look,
director.
I'm predicting these 6 no matter what. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm saying,
I
if
don't
there's
have
7. That's the wild
any
card.
good argument against the 6.
If Park Chan-wook gets in, it's like, oh fuck, it's the substance.
Yes.
like it's being pushed to that degree.
Yeah. Which it might be.
It actually, that's the
This
thing.
is how we were feeling about the substance
There
at
is
this
a world
point.
where that is true.
So
Now
far.
that Marty Supreme reviews are out, and it does indeed have like a really, really high 80 on Metacritic, we all understand that that's actually like a legit directing contender, and like you shouldn't doubt that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And Sentimental Value, 68% of your app is predicting that for the nomination here, and I get that the Critics' Choice disappoint on the foreign films sometimes, but this one is just so an Oscar contender. I think it's getting all the acting nominations. And I don't know. I just think that they are going to go out for Joachim Trier. I think he might be number 6, though, because Del Toro got in for Nightmare Alley. I think he's obviously getting in for Frankenstein, which is the talk of Hollywood, by the way. Like, everyone's watching Frankenstein and liking it. Like, it's a huge industry hit. It's like a very locked for Best Picture.
Actually, I do want to cast a little bit of doubt on Sentimental Value in general. That it only got a production design nomination on the long lists.
I don't care.
That's pretty weird,
It's getting
though,
4
isn't it?
acting nominations.
It's pretty weird, though,
Swear to
isn't
God,
it?
it's getting 4 acting nominations. Don't care.
Maybe it misses something big, though.
Let's go to Best Ensemble, where I would have predicted Sentimental Value here and probably Wake Up Dead Man as well, but I can't.
Why?
They were snubbed from the long list.
Ah.
So when you do the logic and you narrow it down, I feel like there's a 6 you have to go for here, and it's One Battle After Another, Sinners, Marty Supreme, Jay Kelly, Wicked for Good, and Hamnet.
Yep.
Like, is it possible that anything else even happens? I just don't really see it.
I think Weapons is the number 6.
Weapons would,
number,
be,
the number 7.
would be an inspired choice, but I believe it's also not on the long list. Go to actress. I'm going to stick with my 6 here. Jessie Buckley, Renata Reinsva, Cynthia Erivo, Rose Byrne, Emma Stone, Chase Infinity.
I have Erivo at 6, but I agree with your 6.
Erivo is 6?
Yeah. I just think that they're going to definitely nominate Emma Stone and Bugonia.
They will.
And they're going to nominate Chase Infinity for One Battle.
I absolutely think they're nominating.
And they're going to nominate Rose Byrne.
Yes, they will.
And I could see Cynthia Erivo getting a snub if they really don't like. On Wicked's worst day, I could see it.
I mean, the only other contenders I think are Amanda Seyfried, who like definitely could get in. It just feels like that movie is much weaker than the others.
I mean, we didn't talk that much about Ann Lee, but
I said that
I don't think it's going to do very well at Critics' Choice.
Got obliterated on the short list.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gearing up.
I think it's a little too out there for them.
She could definitely get in as a critic's performance in a movie
Yeah.
that they just don't like that much. But
Yeah.
I just think that movie will have a better time like a little later on in the season.
I think Hedda, Tessa Thompson, is
she's possible.
an outside shot. I would put her at number 8.
Yeah, and then Kate Hudson. Who,
Nah. I don't think they care about Dime I Love. I don't think they care about Christy.
On to the hardest acting category. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Is Best Actor really hard, really complicated stuff here. Maybe they'll have to nominate 7. So the ones that we are not going to disagree on at all is Timothée Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael B. Jordan. They're all getting nominated.
Yeah.
Now, George Clooney, I mean, if you have Jake Kelly in, you kind of got to do it. He's very like perceived as a contender, but if Jake Kelly misses Best Picture, he's absolutely not getting in.
I mean, I'm predicting Jay Kelly gets in at Critics' Choice and at the Oscar. I have a hunch that it's going to get nominations. Let's explore, because I don't know what's going to happen here. Now, Jesse Plemons and Bugonia, I think that's the kind of performance where you're like, I like Jesse Plemons, that's his best performance. I like Bugonia. Throwing him in there. I mean, he might be in my top 3 if I had a ballot.
I'll be voting for him on my top 3.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Now, I don't know if it happens anywhere else except for the Golden Globes, but I do think that it has a strong chance here.
Here's the thing, though. I see a lot of people who think that's not even, like, remotely happening. And it's because they think, well, Begonia's pretty dead. It's probably not getting in. And if it's dead, then he's dead. But I really feel like critics like Jesse Plemons, and they would try to push his performance, whether or not the movie gets in. He is, like, an easy, like, Critics' Choice pick, I feel.
Joel Edgerton, Train Dreams, right? I mean, I think if Train Dreams were to get nominated, it would be nominated everywhere it's contending. Meaning it would get cinematography, adapted screenplay, and Joel Edgerton.
I know, but I don't know why he seems less likely than the movie. I mean, I've seen it twice and he's great, but it's very like subtle work. He's just like kind of quietly grieving most of the movie.
It's funny, I'm actually really confident in my 6.
I feel like he will get in.
Yeah.
But I'm sounding the alarms about a couple people that you're not having.
Please go ahead, please.
Ethan Hawke is not going to get in.
No.
Why?
Why do they care? Specifically them.
They
Why do
nominated
care?
Bill Nye and Living and Antonio Banderas and Pain and Glory. Those were both Sony
Fair
Pictures
enough.
classics.
But Bill Nye and Living was getting nominated everywhere because no one else existed.
Yeah, but Ethan Hawke might get the Oscar nomination. You think he's getting the
I
Oscar
think he'll get the nomination, but I think he'll get it off of potentially just Globe.
No. He'd probably get BAFTA or SAG too.
Well, I don't think he needs this.
Well,
it's the kind of acting contender that it's only
You're
think
gonna
about it this
say-
way.
You're going to say it's not part of a Best Picture thing, but I want you to
Yes.
look at this category at the Critics' Choice, and
Okay.
you will see that they often go for performances that are like a just Best Actor thing.
Like what?
I mean, Bill Nye's one. Paul Mescal, After Sun is one.
Okay, the Oscars did both of them.
Daniel Craig for Queer. Hugh Grant for Heretic.
That was a weird year though because it was very empty.
Peter Dinklage for Cyrano. Nicolas Cage for Pig. Andrew Garfield
that
Tick,
made
Tick,
sense,
Boom. I mean,
though.
he got in the Oscars.
This is when the fields were thin.
Ben Affleck way back. Eddie Murphy, Dolomite. Antonio Banderas, Pain and Glory. Willem Dafoe at Eternity's Gate got in. Ethan Hawke, First Reformed got in. The way that you're doing it is like your 10 might align up with all Best Picture. Now, I'm a little scared about the fact that he didn't get Astra, and it's kind of baffling to me that he didn't make it into 6 comedy slots. Like, I don't know if they didn't see it. I mean, the problem with Blue Moon mainly is that even though I think it will be campaigned appropriately at the end of the day to the Oscar voters by Sony Pictures Classics, because they seem good at that, is it being campaigned properly to Critics' Choice voters? Like, It didn't make that much money. It's much less of a visible movie, but his performance is so baity. And he's doing a lot of acting. Like, I don't know. They probably like Ethan Hawke too.
I think I have a less good argument for him than the others, though.
They'll nominate 7 people, I feel like. Now, Wagner Moura, if you look on like Gold Derby, your app actually doesn't think he's happening here. Gold Derby does.
That's because they don't understand how the Critics' Choice are different than the Oscars.
I know, but so here's my argument. I understand that they snubbed Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall, and they were not even close to nominating Fernando Torres. But The Secret Agent is just a little more high profile since it's 2 big Cannes wins and his Best Actor win. Maybe it's not top of the pile for Critics' Choice voters to watch Secret Agent, though. I could see that.
Yeah.
And I guess my argument that I just said goes out the window when Anatomy of a Fall won the Palm and she couldn't make it into Best Actress. And listen, if you're rooting for him to get the Oscar, don't even mind this.
Doesn't matter.
Does not matter. But you're saying that Wagner Moura and Ethan Hawke missed Critics' Choice, and you still think that
I don't know. I don't know if they're both getting the Oscar. I'm not too worried about that right now.
You're not. I think they're going to do 7 picks. I do.
Just to fit everybody.
Oh, they've done 7 picks.
Yeah.
They didn't do it in the past couple years, but they did 7 in 2019. They did 8 in 2020.
You know, it's funny. We didn't even talk about Dwayne Johnson, and I actually think he has a solid chance of getting in here.
Not with everybody else. I have Lee Byung-hun over him.
Not with anybody else.
I have Lee Byung-hun over him.
Ooh,
in the instance that No Other Choice is like, wow, we got freaking plants in there. We got mega fans. They're voting for the movie across the board. And he is a prospect. Like, everyone who loves that movie does want to support a Lee Byung-hun nomination.
I think that's a bit of a long shot for me, where Train Dreams, I could see it maybe making it in Best Picture. I don't know if I would see Best Actor. I think that would need a little more momentum to build throughout the season, and I just don't think he's going to get the Oscar nomination. I could make the same argument for Dwayne Johnson that I can make for Ethan Hawke.
You know what?
For Wagner Moura.
Here's kind of a funny argument. George Clooney getting in for Jay Kelly is like Tom Hanks getting in for The Post and News of the World. And Robert De Niro for The Irishman got in.
They nominated all those performances that you cited about, like, Tom Hanks, Captain Phillips, De Niro for Irishman.
Yeah. And
DiCaprio
for Flower
He seems
Moon.
like he's going to happen for the Oscar when you watch the movie. I don't even know
I
if
know
he
he does. I know he does.
So
it's
I have.
George Clooney show.
I'm sticking with the
All right,
6
I'll
that
do
I
the
had.
6. I'll put Joel Edgerton in over Ethan Hawke. It's weird. Am I taking the Astros too seriously on this one? But it's like I said in the video. If you didn't get a nomination, you're kind of scratching your head saying, "What the fuck happened here? Why didn't I get nominated at 12 slots?"
Right.
Brendan Fraser for Rental Family got in.
Yeah, it was weird that he missed. Now, Jeremy Allen White, we didn't even talk about.
We don't have to. It's over.
I think it's over for him too.
And Oscar Isaac for Frankenstein's the last person I'll even mention on the list.
I deleted that too.
Supporting actress, Ariana Grande might even still win here if Wicked does well enough with nominations. Amy Madigan's totally getting in.
She's going to get in.
Don't question it.
Yep.
Tana Taylor will get in. And then I have both the sentimental value actresses because, man, I watched the movie again. First of all, sentimental value, excellent. Liked it even more in the second viewing. Yeah, I feel like you have to nominate all the actors. All 4 of them do so much.
Yes, they have like multiple Oscar scenes each.
Everybody has multiple Oscar scenes. That's correct.
Now, I used to be of the opinion that Elle Fanning is the primary prospect in supporting actress, and then Inga is secondary. I no longer believe this. I asked both of my relatively normie parents who they thought was really good in the film, who they thought could get nominated. And they said, "Oh, the dad, the sister, and the sister." And then I was like, "Okay, what did you think about the person who played the actress?" She was like, "Oh yeah, she was really good too." Now, I don't think it's a knock against Elle Fanning. I think it speaks more to the fact that Inga Ipsodorilius is going to get nominated everywhere,
especially here. The critics
maybe
are
not
pushing
SAG. But everywhere else,
maybe
I don't even have a question mark in my mind that she will, like,
they're both getting.
I think that performance, she has the scene in the film that makes you cry the most.
Yep.
And it's probably the most important scene in the whole film.
And Elle Fanning is fantastic. There was a great tweet that I think
great.
Pointed out something great about her performance, which is that she kind of plays like the dumb American actress, and she also plays a character that's like very perceptive and intelligent and self-aware.
Yeah.
Excellent. Everybody's great. They're all getting nominated here. This is why when people are telling me, "Oh, I don't know about sentimental value, like maybe it's not as strong as we think," look at all the acting prospects. Like, you have to get in with all those.
You have to have 3 nominations for that. If you don't want to do 2 in supporting actress, I think you're making a mistake. I think they are both amazing.
And then number 6, you got potentially somebody from Marty Supreme. Now, we don't know who that's going to be. Is it Gwyneth
Yeah.
Paltrow? Is it Odessa Zion? Are they splitting votes? Like, I don't know what's going on there.
I think that is a little bit of a problem.
Nobody's
that
gotten the
no
memo
one
yet.
knows what's happening.
No one knows what's happening. No one knows.
So the
who
Critics'
got it.
Choice is like, oh, I like to follow. Who can I follow? Is it Odessa? Is it Gwyneth? I don't even know. And also, Gwyneth is more subtle in the film. Like, her performance is great, but I don't know. I think it will get in somewhere. I think she will do well this season, but I could see them just kind of missing it.
They're also not like the most no-brainer supporting performances. I don't really care about Glenn Close in Wake Up Dead Man. I don't really care about that.
No.
I don't care
No.
about Emily Blunt in The Smashing Machine anymore. We're done with that. I don't care about Jennifer Lopez as Spider-Woman.
No.
Who
No,
I'm
no, no.
between is actually Wunmi Musaku for Sinners.
Yes.
She could definitely be something that the critics... You know, I've seen tweets that kind of shout her out throughout the year. They're like, hey, we got to remember Wunmi Musaku when
Right.
award season comes around. Let's get on this. And the Critics' Choice, I feel, will, if anything, over-nominate Sinners. Like, they will absolutely love
Right.
Sinners.
And I think she's the kind of performance that people want to see in the Oscar conversation. They want to single somebody out from Sinners and push them. And she makes a lot of sense for that. The one film I'm sure they're going to over-nominate is One Battle After Another. So I'm thinking maybe Regina Hall gets in because
6 acting
they
nominations.
are going to love that film. I could
6.
easily see that happening. When they love a film, they nominate you absolutely everywhere. Remember Barbie?
Now, I've had Regina Hall in
Yeah.
for a little bit here because it's the kind of thing where I see, like, film Twitter and a lot of people trying to support Regina Hall and get her in there. And
Yeah.
I feel like she has too little screen time, or like her character doesn't develop all that much, isn't like crucial to the story in the same way that the other players are, where I don't get it that much, even though I like her a lot in it. But I can see Critic Choice doing it. With the Gotham win for Wunmi Musaku, like, I know that's not like a ton of people time. They gave like best actor got to like
the
My
Critics'
Father's
Choice pay
Shadow.
attention. They pay attention.
I
They
mean-
might see that and go, "Hey, there's an idea."
That's kind of enticing though. Like, oh, people are really like trying to make that happen, and I can totally see them doing that.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn between Wunmi Musaku and Regina Hall as well.
I mean, the funny thing is that no one's talking about Delroy Lindo anymore.
Yeah, real shame. Other than that, there's also Haley Steinfeld in Sinners, which the Astra Mid-Season Awards nominated both Musaku and Steinfeld, gave the award to Steinfeld. I don't know. I don't think that means that much, but I do think there are some people who are going to be voting for Haley Steinfeld in Sinners.
I don't think there's going to be many.
Really.
No.
It's tough. I mean, I want to say Nina Haas in Hedda could have a chance, but she doesn't. I think I'm going to keep Regina Hall, but I could really put anybody in here. I could even put Gwyneth Paltrow in here.
Supporting actor, here I'm not having a tough time. I'm breezing, I'm coasting, I'm feeling good, okay? We got Sean Penn, Stellan Skarsgård. By the way, I have no fucking idea who's winning. Maybe I'll put Stellan Skarsgård at number 1. Paul Mescal. Benicio del Toro, I believe, is getting in for One Battle.
You believe he's definitely getting in. He is.
Adam Sandler for
definitely
Jay
getting in.
Kelly. I think he's getting in even without Jay Kelly because I know for a fact there are a lot of fans in the Critics' Choice who love Adam Sandler, who want to support his journey to an Oscar nomination.
Yep, they
Even
want to see
people-
him get a nomination this time. They've been let down in the past. Uncut Gems, they tried to do it. They nominated Uncut Gems in 7 categories, including Best Actor. And then we got Elordi for Frankenstein.
Makes a
There's
lot of
been a
sense
lot
to
of
me.
chatter about Jacob Elordi's portrayal of the monster here. I think it's justified. I think he's very good in it.
It's the kind of thing I think critics want to try to drum up because it's a bit unconventional for the Oscar. And
Yeah.
so they might be like, well, let's make that happen, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
I also think Frankenstein does very well here. I would be very surprised if he missed that nomination.
You've got 80% of your app predicting Sandler at number 6. So, like, your app thinks that this is a consensus.
93% think Elordi's getting in for Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That's really
Well,
huge.
it's true.
Only 22% of people are predicting Delroy Lindo.
I mean, the Critics' Choice...
He's really
they
faded.
They went out for him in Defy Bloods when no one else would.
Well, that was when people said, "Hey, he should win the Oscar." There was a lot of buzz for Delroy Lindo in Defy Bloods before
They
he took a
gave
dip.
Five Bloods like 10 nominations.
Yeah.
I mean, Miles Caton, though, like, he's also, you know, that's the other thing. It's hard to know who to vote for with the Sinners Boys.
And it's
then
funny because you go below the Sinners Boys, Jonathan
You're
Bailey,
over.
Jeremy
over.
Strong. These contenders
Josh
are
O'Connor,
gone. Josh
William
O'Connor.
Macy, Train Dreams.
Yeah, maybe that's like in there because
You're kind of
nothing
done
else
though.
is.
You're just done.
Billy Crudup for Jay Kelly,
Nope,
perhaps.
not even close. Original screenplay. You got Sinners, Sentimental Value, Marty Supreme, of course.
Yep.
Jay Kelly, I believe, is happening.
Yeah, put Jay Kelly in
If
there.
it was snubbed in Best Actor and Best Picture, maybe like there's some.
If Jay Kelly got a snub in screenplay, it would be very bad.
Yeah. And then I feel like Weapons will make it. It's well liked. It's got an interesting story structure. And it was just an accident. So there's so many slots in the screenplay, 12 total, that they can throw like a bone for an international movie here, as they did with Anatomy of a Fall. And the screenplay for it was just an accident. It's a big standout. Maybe it gets in here.
Yeah.
Now, the Astros didn't do it. I don't know if I care about that. They even put that in their Drama 6.
And I think there's only one alternative they could do to It Was Just an Accident, and it's Sorry Baby,
And there's precedent for Sorry Baby.
which is 8th grade
After Sun
after Sun.
also got nominated. So sometimes the little indie that's really critically acclaimed, 90 on Metacritic, was the Sundance movie. Like
I don't think there's any Oscar buzz for Sorry Baby.
that is a problem. I agree.
And those films, I think 8th grade had Oscar buzz, even though, it didn't happen. No one has really put Sorry Baby in the Oscar conversation.
I know, unfortunately,
Including A24.
I really feel like it's the Critics' Choice job, like that. This is their purpose. Is that you have to do Sorry Baby here, but I'm not so confident in it.
Yeah.
I mean, if they have to nominate something else, maybe is this thing on? I don't think House of Dynamite's happening. Adapted screenplay, you got One Battle, Hamnet, Frankenstein. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, they're doing to do Frankenstein. They are.
Yep.
They are. Train
Begonia.
Dreams is obviously happening. I think
Strangers is
here.
happening. Begonia is happening.
Begonia will happen, and No Other Choice. This is the 6th that Astra did.
Yeah. Wicked for Good's not getting in here.
Nope. But the
It missed
obvious
Astra.
alt is Wake of Dead Man. That is something that people think is getting the Oscar nomination.
Did it get the Astronom?
No.
That's wild.
But the Astros didn't nominate Glass Onion like Critics' Choice did.
it's
Critics'
still
Choice
kind of
nominated
wild.
Glass Onion for Best Picture. So they love it.
They
And-
did.
And this one's probably
But
better
that
than
was
Glass Onion.
But that
in
was
some
way
ways.
back when Glass Onion was Netflix's #1 film. It is their maybe number 4 right now because House of Dynamite is so dead. I think No Other Choice gets in. I have more confidence in No Other Choice getting a Best Picture nomination than I do Wake Up Dead Man. You could say that Glass Onion got in because it was a Best Picture contender, and it's Wake Up Dead Man is not. I'm going to go with that logic.
I could see them disappointing me real hard here, though. But I do have it getting editing, and I think that's actually easy. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I
if
think-
you didn't give that adapted screenplay and you gave it editing, you'd be fucked in the head. Foreign language film, Sentimental Value, No Other Choice, number 2.
Yep. Number
Then
2.
it was just an accident. Then The Secret Agent,
Yep.
and they will all get in.
Yep.
And then-
Surratt. Surratt.
Nouvelle Vague. I am considering either Surratt or Hin Rajab. Do you have Hin Rajab in?
No.
I also think Hin Rajab could miss. The studio behind it is not as big. And I don't know that everyone's seen it. I think Surratt had a little bit more buzz. Maybe Left-Handed Girl or like The President's Cake is getting in here, but I just
don't
think they go
think
with the
so.
high-profile ones. And
I don't think The President's Cake is going to get in here.
Surratt's a bit more high-profile than Hin Rajab.
Yeah.
But Hin Rajab certainly has a lot of passion, and if you've seen the movie, you really want to get like the message of that film out there. So you would want to vote for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at their picks, and I'm like, yeah, they do like they just do the most high profile ones.
Yep.
That's it.
That's why Surratt Nouvelle Vague makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, even though Surratt I feel is very divisive for a group like Critics' Choice,
It's also
feel
kind of
that
popular.
It's been talked about.
Yeah. It was one of the most high profile Cannes movies.
Yeah.
Had a lot of buzz, a lot of passion.
Henry Job number 7, but Nouvelle Vague feels like they would do it. Animated film, yeah, honestly, it's funny how Zootopia 2 might take down K-pop Demon Hunters or come very close. But those will get in. And then Arco and Little Amelie, I think, are the 2 major indie contenders here. I saw Little Amelie and Arco. I think Arco is good. I don't think it's amazing. I think Little Amelie's really good. And that has my vote this year for like the best animated film this year. And in terms of like the direction and sound design and just the use of the animated medium, like that was a really good movie. Now the 5th slot's pretty tricky. So In Your Dreams got into the Astra, and that has been, campaigned a bit. But do people even know what that movie is? Like, maybe they got the screen in front of their face.
I think they might have gotten the memo on that. That's
think
why
so?
I think it's possible.
Well,
it
what
gets
about
in.
Elio? I'm seeing they did nominate The Good Dinosaur and Finding Dory. So yeah, maybe they do go for like the okay Pixar movies.
But I think there's never been a lower profile Pixar movie than Elio. I'm thinking they just do Elio and call it a day.
yeah, that could be true. But Neja 2.
Really though?
I feel like that's their RRR for their animated category.
But it was never RRR. That movie never took off.
I
It
think
never had a
some
moment
critics
on
are going to
Twitter,
go out for it.
but it never had a moment.
Yeah.
Will there be enough?
Was it even campaigned? I mean, A24 didn't
Yeah.
even like bother to get it eligible for the Oscar.
I mean, they probably lost money on the re-release. That should have
I'm
been
sure they
kind of
did.
a shoe, you know?
Yeah, I'll go with Elio. And it's actually really nice that Little Amelie is like seeming like such a strong contender that it can even get in here. So for cinematography, I think you'll agree with me here. We have Sinners, One Battle, Hamnet, Frankenstein, Train Dreams, Marty Supreme.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't even know what number 6 is. Jay Kelly, Avatar. No other choice would be an inspired choice, but
Editing, you've got One Battle, Marty Supreme, Sinners, Hamnet, No Other Choice. They snubbed Sentimental Value from the shortlist, which I'm like, dang, like I actually might have predicted that. So again, Sentimental Value does have a couple brutal snubs on that shortlist with the ensemble and the editing, but I'm going to consider that not relevant. I still think it's getting all the acting noms. But when you do that and you have No Other Choice on there, I think that No Other Choice will make it. And then for me, it's really like, I guess the last Avatar got editing, but I'm just not like,
No.
I just don't think so. A House of Dynamite is not going to happen, right? Like that'd be kind of
No.
ridiculous. Like September 5 did happen, but Frankenstein or F1?
F1.
Because I feel like even though Frankenstein is really strong, I don't know who would be like, oh, editing. Like, really? You're like, I don't know why you'd champion the editing in Frankenstein, right?
Maybe you just love it and you're like, that's a craft category. That actually makes sense.
Yeah, but they didn't do it for Nightmare Alley. They nominated that for 10 awards.
I guess you could put Avatar at number 6, honestly.
I gotta say, though, F1 got fucking shut out of the Astras. But the Critics' Choice long list, it was on a lot of them. I think editing makes sense for
Yeah.
F1.
It has cars that go vroom vroom. You got to think of them as simple-minded people.
If they're nominating Avatar and Wicked, then I will think of them this way. Production design. Wicked, Frankenstein, Sinners, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Avatar?
Yes.
That makes sense? Is there anything
What else? No Other Choice is a long shot.
Fantastic Four, First Steps, 14% of your app is predicting. Hedda, I suppose, is possible. One Battle, I would have said, has a shot, but it did not get the long list. Sentimental Value, kind of a long shot. I don't know. I think the 6 makes a lot of sense here. Costume design, Wicked, Sinners, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Testament of Anne Lee. I'll go Marty
Maybe.
Supreme at number 6.
Yep. Anne Lee is questionable, but I think
Anne
it
Lee
probably
did
makes
make
it.
the long list, and it's very costume heavy. If there's one nomination it can get, might be this one.
What about One Battle? Did that make the short list? One Battle is in contention here.
One Battle made the shortlist, and so did Kiss of the Spider-Woman did too.
I think One Battle could take out Anne Lee. Am I crazy to say that's possible?
You know what would be a fantastic? The Secret Agent. I think I got to put in Anne Lee just because normally they're pretty predictable here.
But what if they wanted to be fun and go with One Battle?
They did Promising Young Woman and Glass Onion and Everything Everywhere. So in that way, I could see them doing One Battle. But what is it? Like he wore a robe and then she had a leather jacket? Like, I don't know. Song Sung Blue has some flashy costumes, but I don't know if they think it exists. Hair and makeup. Frankenstein, Wicked, Sinners. Sinners will get in because they like the movie and it has some makeup. 28 Years Later. Weapons.
Big zombie movie. Weapons for Amy Madigan, yep.
And The Smashing Machine. I can see them voting for Bugonia out of the association of that with a Yorgos Lanthimos movie, and that's it.
No.
Visual effects, I think we're going with Avatar, Superman, Wicked, Frankenstein, Fantastic Four, Mission Impossible. Why Frankenstein? It has visual effects and it's in Best Picture.
You don't have F1?
I don't know if I have F1.
Oh, you should definitely have F1.
But no one knows what happened.
People do.
They don't know. They haven't
the
released
word's
anything.
gotten out.
They haven't released anything. The word's gotten out that it has visual effects. They haven't released anything about it.
93% of the app is predicting it because they know.
Oh, it didn't get nominated for the Astra.
Good, you got shortlisted in a bunch of categories here.
Yeah, well, what about
What
Mission
was
Impossible?
the Astra
Mission
nominations?
Impossible is a good pick, isn't it?
Yeah. maybe. F1 is clearly the more popular film.
Mission Impossible Fallout and the most recent Mission Impossible were both nominated here. And, seeing that the last one got in, they go, oh, the last one got into the Oscar. I'm trying to predict the Oscars. I'm going to put in the new F1, Mission Impossible.
People know the new Mission Impossible is not considered as good.
I'm wondering if people don't know what happened with the visual effects in F1 and they think that there weren't any.
I still think it has the Top Gun Maverick perception.
Yeah.
And that will help it get visual effects.
But why not Mission Impossible? They nominated the last 2 movies.
Because it's not as good.
Yeah, but it has a big budget like the other ones. And they all saw it. It's like a movie they saw. What about Predator Badlands or Mickey 17? They nominated The Substance last year. Could they nominate Sinners?
Sinners could get in, maybe. I don't really know what the visual effects are.
Twin visual effects and then the the one scene.
I think Frankenstein will get in here, though.
It will. People think it's getting the Oscar and they're very wrong, but it will get in here.
They're very wrong.
Stunt design. This is the first year they've had this category. So we're definitely nominating Mission Impossible. We're nominating F1. We're nominating Wicked. We're nominating One Battle, Superman, and Ballerina.
I think you can make the case for Avatar easily. It's people falling off shit, getting exploded.
Yeah, maybe I should put in. Yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't put in Avatar.
A lot of people don't have Avatar right now. I don't know why.
It's because it didn't show up on the shortlist.
What
Now that's
shortlist?
the other thing. Is them having to write it in going to be a problem where the Critics' Choice will kind of just check off their boxes, and they probably won't really. I don't know if stunts is a category you think twice about Avatar, and where you're like,
Yeah.
Whereas in visual effects, you'd be like, oh, I have to write that in.
I'd agree with you.
But Ballerina is a very stunt movie, as a John Wick movie.
Maybe
as
Frankenstein, too, for stunt.
Yeah, because he threw some people around.
Yeah.
I don't know how they think about this category. I just got to weigh it like the other ones, where I feel like they're biased towards movies that they love in Best Picture, like One Battle and Wicked. And they probably just nominate the movies with the most stunts, most obvious stunts. Maybe F1 doesn't get in because they don't think about driving a car in the same way.
No, I think they realize that that's stunts. I think driving cars is one of the primary ways that stunts happen.
Sound, also a new category for them this year. One Battle will get in. Wicked will get in.
F1.
F1 will get in,
Obviously.
absolutely. Sinners.
Yes. For having music.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, sure.
And Avatar.
Yes. Correct. We're aligned. I would put in Warfare, though. Like, I would vote for that film.
No, I was thinking about
You probably
Warfare.
will. I think Warfare has a really good shot, and they would have to snub either Avatar or Frankenstein to get that in there. I think Sinners is going to get nominated because it's a music movie.
Avatar, though, again, will there be a write-in problem with Avatar where they just look at what's in front of them and then they check off Warfare?
That's fair. Because they're going, oh yeah, Warfare. Is it actually like a multiple? It's actually a checkbox, right?
Yes.
I think that matters. I could see Warfare eking in, though. That could be like, hey, Critics' Choice, good job. I like that nomination.
Yeah, critics loved Warfare, so that's true.
I think Frankenstein is just going to get in like all the tech categories. You're right that Wicked's going to get into too many categories to leave it out of Best Film.
That's what I'm saying. Original score. We got 5 obvious picks, which is One Battle, Sinners, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme. There's no way those aren't all getting in, right? Then the 6th slot is going to be Bugonia.
Yeah.
Or House of Dynamite, Hedda, Testament
Not
of
Hedda.
Van Lee.
Hedda won't get in.
Oh, Testament of Van Lee didn't get nominated.
Surat is the long shot, I believe. Maybe
Critics'
there's just
Choice
enough
won't do
people
that.
who are
the
like...
Golden Globes might do that.
You're
The Critics'
right.
Choice won't do that. It's Bugonia.
It could be F1 because Hans Zimmer's on the ballot.
Fuck that.
It could be Wicked just because
Nope,
when
it can't
the
be.
first...
It can't be.
Oh, it didn't get shortlisted. Brittella didn't get not shortlisted, so yeah.
Nope.
That's kind of
Yeah,
it.
I would have predicted Jay Kelly maybe, but it's not on here. And so, yeah, I'm going to predict Bugonia.
Yeah,
And that,
should.
if Bugonia got 2 actors, screenplay, and score, I would think that would probably show in picture. Song, Golden from K-pop, Girl in the Bubble, I Lied to You. Do you think they'll do 2 Wicked songs? Because I think the second Wicked song I think is going to die, but I think they'll do it.
No, they'll do it here.
Train Dreams. I think that's being pushed the right amount. Netflix knows how to push a song, I will say.
I think they'll say like, "Hey, I like Train Dreams and I wanted to get nominations."
Yeah.
too.
Nick Cave.
And maybe Avatar. Because they just saw it. They're singing it on the way home.
I don't think anyone gives a fuck about that song.
You think Last Time I Seen the Sun is going to get in?
I think it's maybe Double Sinners or maybe a Clothed by the Sun from Testament of Van Lee. That got an Astronom.
You really don't think the Avatar song?
Again, that's a write-in. Someone's going to write in Dream as
Yeah.
one from Avatar.
Good point.
Thank you. They could be little shits and nominate Drive by Ed Sheeran from F1. They could nominate Highest to Lowest. I could see that. You also have a third Sinner song, Pale Pale Moon. They could, I mean, what if they do what they did with Barbie and they do 3 Sinner songs?
Yeah, I feel like Sinners will get 2.
I am going to do Dream as one because it's just so Critics' Choice core to nominate that. They did the Miley Cyrus song last year. They love their pop girlies. And even though I do wonder how the write-ins will impact Avatar, it's not that hard of a job to know that, like, that's the one movie that you need to remember the write-ins for. And I don't know, maybe I shouldn't predict around that. Like, normally I would say absolutely that's going to be in. So I'm just going to go with it.
And Young Performer. So you got to be under 22? 21? Chase Infinity is being predicted by a lot of your app. She's not happening. She's not eligible.
Now, Aiden Delbus from Bugonia, he is eligible.
Miles Caton is eligible. He'll be nominated. Jacoby Jupe is a lock. Alfie Williams from 28 Years Later. He probably will get nominated,
he'll get
right?
nominated.
I'd say Carrie Christopher from Weapons is possible. He was very good in that. Aiden Delbus definitely for Bugonia. I think. Actually, that's 5 nominations for Bugonia now.
But he doesn't seem like he's young. He looks older, so you wonder if they would even know that.
I feel like usually they figure it out. Yeah. Those people get it.
I mean, they're going to get a bunch of votes for Chase Infinity, and then they're going to have to throw them in the trash.
Yeah.
Mason Thames for How to Train Your Dragon. He's up here. Nina Yi for Left-Handed Girl. That'd be a good choice.
I think she'll get in as long as people have seen that, and I feel like it's something that some people have seen, some people haven't.
Now, the Astros nominated Shannon Mahina Gorman for Rental Family.
Yeah, I don't think that would be my pick.
Remember we were like, oh, the girl from Omaha gets into this.
She's not coming out this year, though. The girl from Lilo and Stitch, though, she might fucking get in.
Wait, I'm definitely putting in the kid from The Plague, right?
Bitch, you think people have seen The Plague?
I hope so.
I will vote for maybe 2 kids from The Plague, but no one
You should vote for
seen
3
that.
kids from The Plague.
Last year they went for Zoe Ziegler for Janet Planet, which was a movie we were
was-
not sure
yeah.
everyone had seen. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting 6 out of 6 here. I mean, Left-Handed Girl is definitely possible, but I don't think they usually go international here. It could be Mason Thames for How to Train Your Dragon, because he's the lead in that movie. That's as close as I'm going to get to, like, trying to make 6 out of 6, I guess. And there you have it. Those are our Critics' Choice predictions. I could make a last-minute change based on a Avatar or Wicked snub at MBR, which I don't anticipate. Maybe something like that could sway me. We have like, I don't think there's been a year where we've had less critics precursors. Or what if Jay Kelly gets ignored by NBR and like Atlantic Film Critics? But it's like very possible that could happen. Like, would that change my mind? Just no traction from these groups? I don't know. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Do you think they're nominating Avatar?